Triple Crown, Kent DeSormo waits. He waits with Big Brown on the outside third.
Kent DeSormo's asking him, but he's still third. And Big Brown is plummeting as the field turns for home. Big Brown has been eased at the top of the stretch.
This horse is the best horse I've ever ridden, and something's wrong.
And your best guess, in all of your experience, all your years of riding, what went wrong today?
I have no idea.
What went wrong? That was everyone's question. The blame game started up immediately. The curiosity made for headlines nationwide. After guaranteeing victory, Dutrow looked for answers. When he couldn't find anything physically wrong with Brownie, he blamed the jock. There were many excuses. About 2 weeks after the race, photos surfaced that showed a dislodged shoe on Big Brown's right hind hoof. Could that loose shoe help explain things? The picture shocked me, said owner Michael Iavarone. Now there were plenty of targets, the lack of conditioning, the rough goings, the heat. Finally, Kent DeSormo spoke exclusively to us.
He was not traveling sore. Hear me roar, he was not sore. Then as we keep continuing on, he's starting to feel, lackadaisical. After 7/8 of a mile, I had no more hearts. The tank was empty. I can't blame myself for anything that happened that day. No way. It didn't work out. But it'll work out. It'll work out next time. We can't win them all, but we're going to try like hell. I can't wait for the hassle.
Boy, it seems for so many weeks we heard all of them roar, as Kent DeSormo said, hear me roar there. But post-Belmont, things have really quieted down for the connections of Big Brown. Now, for the first time in front of the camera, co-owner Michael Iavarone speaks to us exclusively, and he did so with our Jeannine Edwards.
Looking back on the Belmont, can you just kind of sum up what that day was like for you?
It was a horror show. It was the worst nightmare come true.
And Big Brown has been eased at the top of the stretch.
Kent knew when he was taking him up that he was taking up a sound horse. In the stands, when I have kids and there's 100,000 plus people there, all believing that this horse is injured.
Right.
And people looking to tear this game apart as it is, I think it was unnecessary. I asked him why I did it. And his answer to me was, I wasn't about to let this horse run fifth. He's better than that. At that point, Kent was looking to take care of Big Brown. I would have rather have seen him just wrangle him in and let him finish his gallop out instead of taking him up abruptly like that. To get back to the barn and to see him uninjured, but mentally, it was amazing. If he could talk, he was talking to me that afternoon. He just dropped his head. He said, I'm sorry. And I said, what do you have to be sorry about? I had to make him understand that he's the reason why everybody was there. And he's brought so much joy to everybody around him. And to see that he was okay, it was like we just won the Triple Crown.
Rick Dutrow, what has he said and done that rubbed you the wrong way?
The issue I had with him was I spoke to Rick Dutrow a week before I was going to come out and make the announcement about our stable going completely medication-free. And at that time, Rick Dutrow had known that he had a positive for clenbuterol in Kentucky. And finding out in the media that he had a positive undermined what I was trying to put forth.
How would you describe the relationship right now?
I think the relationship has been strained. When I called him up and I vented, he knew I was real serious.
What did you say? I
said, Rick, I need to come and take the horses.
You said that?
I said it. And he said, and his quote back to me was, well, it's not right for Dutrow. And I said, Rick, you have to understand, this is not my decision.
So you were going to take the horses away from him that day?
It was a done deal. Believe it or not.
What stopped you?
The biggest investor in our company stopped me. He said, take a step back, take a breath. Count to 100 and remember what Rick has done for you and done for us. I think I'm most looking forward to the Haskell because I think Big Brown needs to be placed back in the position where he was before the Belmont. And that's a great racehorse. He's one of 4 horses in history that won the Preakness undefeated. And for them to say, well, he was an overrated racehorse or he didn't beat anything is very unfair to Big Brown. And I am looking for him to put himself back up on the mantle.